Welcome to the lecture video for the Module 1 of Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics. The content of this module is based from the Most Essential Learning Competencies set by the Department of Education. Upang mas madali ninyong maintindihan ang module, babasahin ko muna ang laman ng bawat page ng module na ito at pagkatapos ipapaliwanag ko ito sa wikang Filipino. So let's start. Firstly, why do we have UCSP as a subject? Bakit natin dapat pag-aralan ang tungkol sa kultura, lipunan, at politika? So, basahin natin. This world is ever-changing, and so are we. Our cultures and our societies, from wanderers who foraged every area passed by, people became settlers and built many societies. Each society developed their own way of living, their own government, their own beliefs and ideologies, and their own culture. So, nagsimula tayo sa mga yung mga sinaunang tao kung saan palaboy-laboy lang sila mula sa isang lugar patungo sa isa. Kung ano man yung madaanan nila, kinakain nila para mabuhay. Hanggang sa nakaimbento sila ng mga tools, yon nagsimula na silang magsaka at magsettle sa isang lugar. So, pagkatapos nun, bumuo na sila ng mga kani-kanilang mga society, mga lipunan. Nagkaroon sila ng kani-kanilang way ng pamumuhay, nagkaroon na ng sariling government, tapos nakabuo sila ng mga paniniwala, umusbong yung iba't ibang mga religion, ganun. At of course, nagsama-sama lahat yun, nagkaroon sila ng sariling kultura. And because of these differences, conflict was inevitable, both inside and outside of each society. Technologies were invented and enhanced to make lives easier within each society and to win wars against others. Some nations were occupied, some were erased from maps, some cultures were adopted, some changed and some forgotten. Religions were created, beliefs and ideologies were transformed, colonies desired for freedom, citizens wanted change in their society, and so revolutions were started. New countries were formed, new governments reigned, but some social issues still remained and new ones arose. So yun nga, different societies ang umusbong. Tapos each society nagkaroon ng sariling kultura. Magkakaibang mga kultura yan. At dahil sa mga pagkakaiba-ibang ito, hindi maiwasan na magkaroon ng conflict. Yan. So, isang bansa, sasakupin yung isang bansa. Tapos, yung masasakop na ibang bansa, mawawala yung kultura nila, mabubura, maiiba. Yan. Yung religion ng isang bansa, i-adapt nila ngayon yung religion nung sumakop na bansa as well as yung kultura. And come time na lumaki na yung mga bansang ito, hindi maiwasan na may mga pagbabago sa loob ng lipunan na yon. Ayan. So, magkakaroon ng mga social issues gaya ng kahirapan, ng diskriminasyon, ganon. Gugustuhin ng mga tao na bumuti yung kanilang mga pamumuhay. Tapos, mayroon din yung mga colony, yung mga nasakop, syempre, gusto nilang lumaya doon sa mga kanilang mga mananakop. Kaya, sila ay magkakaroon ng revolusyon. Yan. So, magkakaroon ng mga bagong bansa, tapos, mga bagong pamahalaan ang mailalagay upang mamuno sa mga bansang ito. So, we need to understand why the things mentioned above happened. It is it is possible that what happened in the past and in the present will repeat in the future. We need to study the factors that cause them, which centers around cultural changes within societies and differences between societies, as well as the social issues that resulted from these changes and differences. If we are able to understand this, we can prepare ourselves to prevent such conflicts from happening again and to further improve our lives. And to start this course, we will begin with introducing ourselves with these three specific fields of social sciences: anthropology, political science, and sociology. Yan. So, yung mga nabanggit kanina na mga pangyayari, masasakupin, pagbabago ng kultura, ganon, pagbabago ng pamahalaan, aalamin natin, kailangan nating intindihin bakit nangyayari ang mga ito. So, papag-aralan natin sila kasi hindi imposible na yung mga nangyari na nakaraan mangyayari ulit ngayon o kaya sa hinaharap. Kaya para maiwasan yung mga conflict gaya ng giyera, mga ganon, o kaya yung mga kaguluhan sa loob ng isang bansa, yan, kailangan nating intindihin bakit kaya nangyari. Yan. So, merong tatlong fields ng social science na kailangan nating intindihin para maintindihan ang mga bagay na ito. Ito ang anthropology, political science, and sociology. Bago ko ipagpatuloy ang aking lecture, yan, introduce ko muna yung ginagamit ko pala na software. Yung ginagamit kong software ay Ko2b Reader. So, yung binabasa ko ay ebook na ginawa ko. So, sa mga students ko or kung sino man nanonood nito, meron kayo nung ginawa kong ebook. So, pwede niyong sabayan sa pagbasa habang nakikinig sa akin. So, let us continue. Unahin natin yung anthropology. So, what is anthropology? Anthropology is the science or study of a man. The word anthropology comes from the Greek terms anthropos, which means man, and logos, which means science or study. Anthropology lets us study the cultural and biological evolution of all human groups, so we can analyze them and apply the findings in the current situations of man and prepare ourselves in the possible changes in human in the future. So, anthropology, basically, ang pinapag-aralan sa anthropology ay tao. Okay? Ano ang pinapag-aralan sa tao? Kung paano yung pagbabago ng tao mula dun sa mga sinaunang tao, kung maalala mo, noong araling panipunan ng junior high school, ito yung mga Australopithecus, Homo erectus, Homo habilis, Homo sapiens, yan. Tapos hanggang sa development nila sa yung pagbabago ng mga races, 'di ba? Andiyan yung mga Caucasian, andiyan yung mga Negros, mga ganyan. Okay? So, papag-aralan din yung mga pagbabago ng kultura mula nung sinaunang panahon hanggang sa ngayon. Paano ba sila nagbago? Paano yung development? So, ano ba ang goals ng anthropology? So, goals of anthropology: explain and analyze similarities and differences of different human culture. So, nabanggit ko nga kanina, uusbong yung iba't ibang mga lipunan, and bawat lipunan may kanya-kanyang kultura yan. So, papag-aralan sa anthropology yung mga pagkakapare-pareho ng mga kultura at saka yung pagkakaiba. For example, may mga kultura sa Pilipinas na meron din sa mga karatig na bansa dito sa Southeast Asia, gaya ng yung language, yan. So, may mga languages or dialects dun sa Southern Philippines na medyo kapareho dun sa languages dun sa Indonesia or Malaysia. Yan. Tapos, titingnan din yung differences. For example, differences ng culture ng Eastern tsaka Western. Next, assess the cultural development of our species based on the findings in archaeological records. So, ano ba yung mga archaeological records na ito? Ito yung mga artifacts na nahuhukay sa mga lugar, kunyari sa mga bundok, sa beaches, mga ganyan. So, papag-aralan sa anthropology, paano ba yung development ng kultura nila? Mula yung way ng pamumuhay, kabuhayan, pagluluto, mga yan. So, next, analyze the biological evolution of the human species as revealed in fossil records. So this time, fossil records, yung mga buto-buto ng mga tao. So papag-aralan nila paano yung development nga ng mga sinaunang tao, paano nagbago papunta sa kung ano man tayo ngayon. Tsaka yung mga changes nga na nangyari. Nagkaroon ng mga Asians, nagkaroon ng mga Africans, nagkaroon ng mga Caucasians, mga ganon. And lastly, explain the present human biological diversity. Yan. Iintindihin natin yung diversity ng mga tao. Yan, nabanggit ko na kanina. Yung pagkakaiba-iba sa itsura at kultura ng mga tao. Okay. So, what are the four major fields of anthropology? Yan. So, yung mga goals na binanggit kanina, yung apat na yon, papag-aralan dun specifically sa apat din na major fields of anthropology. So, ano-ano yung mga yon? So, Linkett, as cited by Saluba et al., listed the different fields of anthropology as follows. 1. Biological or physical anthropology. It studies Homo sapiens as biological beings both in the present and in the past. So, biological or physical anthropology, yung field na pinapag-aralan yung biological construction ng tao, yung mga sinaunang tao at yung mga present na tao ngayon. Okay. So, there are two fields of biological or physical anthropology. First is paleoanthropology. The root word paleo means ancient. It is the study of human biological evolution through an examination of the fossils of who we believe are our ancestors. So, sa paleoanthropology, humuhukay nga sila sa mga beaches or sa mga bundok or kung saan yung meron silang ma-detect na pwedeng mahukay. Pinapag-aralan nila yung mga buto-buto ng tao, kung buto-buto man yung mga mahukay na ito. Ayan. So, titingnan nila yung haba ng mga buto, yung itsura ng mga bungo. Ayan. Kung mapapansin nyo, iba-iba yung shape ng bungo nila. So, magkakaroon ng dating kung estimate nila kung gaano na katanda o gaano na katagal yung mga buto o kaya mga bungo na ito. Yan. So, nalalaman nila kung alin ngayon na una, yung Australopithecus ba o yung mga homos na ito. Yan. So, yan. Tapos, i-compare nila yung mga haba ng buto. Tapos, titingnan nila paano yung naging development ng tao. Kung maalala ninyo, kung dati yung mga tao ay parang unggoy nga na apat yung paa, ayan, tapos unti-unti naglalakad na sila ng dalawang paa. Next field of biological or physical anthropology is primatology. It is the study of primates who are believed to be the closest animal relatives of human beings. So, ano ba yung mga primates na ito? Primates are different from monkeys. Because monkeys, may mga buntot yan. Primates, ito yung mga walang buntot. Example, yan. Gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan, yan. Baboon, yan. Okay. So, pinapag-aralan nila yung structure, biological structure ng mga primates na ito, kino-compare nila sa tao. Next, cultural or social anthropology. It is the description and comparison of the adaptations made by human groups to the diverse ecosystems of the earth. We call these adaptations culture. So, cultural or social anthropology studies culture. So, what are the two fields of social anthropology? We have ethnography and ethnology. Ethnography is the descriptive study of one culture, subculture, or microculture based on fieldwork. Ethnographers spend time, a year or more, or continuous or on and off in the field. Some live with the people they study in order to record the way of life and how it changes. So sa ethnography, yung ethnographer, pupunta siya dun sa village ng mga tao kung saan gusto niyang pag-aralan yung culture nila. Tapos, titira siya dun, maybe 1 year or less, or minsan kasi hindi sapat yung 1 year kaya magtatagal siya dun, or alis siya, then babalik ulit, magtatagal ulit siya doon ng ilang taon. So, papag-aralan nila kung paano yung pamumuhay nila, mga bahay nila, mga pananamit, mga salita, paano yung interaction nila. Yan. So, yun yung ethnography. Another example, kunyari yun sa rural areas doon. Kaninang example. Ngayon, sa urban, kunyari, gustong pag-aralan ng ethnographer yung work culture sa isang corporation. So, since hindi naman siya pwedeng tumira sa corporation, pwede niyang bisitahin lagi yung corporation na ito para makita niya paano yung work culture ng mga tao. So, yun yung ethnography. Next, ethnology. It is the comparative study of cultures. Different cultures are analyzed by explaining their similarities and differences. The subject of comparison may be the entire culture or a particular aspect of culture such as gender, law, and education. So sa ethnology, kung kanina sa ethnography, isang kultura lang pinag-aaralan, sa ethnology, dalawang kultura na. Dito medyo wala ng fieldwork dito, though meron pa ring research. Yan. So, i-compare na sa ethnology yung dalawa or more than one na culture. Example, yung pagkakaiba at pagkakapare-pareho ng mga kultura ng iba't ibang kingdoms dun sa Latin America, 'di ba? Andun yung mga Inca, Aztec, mga Mayans, 'yan. So, another, ko-compare yung kultura ng iba't ibang bansa dito sa Southeast Asia. So, yun yung ethnology. Next major field of anthropology is archaeology. It is the study of culture of the people who live in the past by examining whatever remained in the sites where they are once occupied. Archaeologists study how these people adapted to their natural and socio-cultural environments and how culture spread and changed through time. Kanina sa ethnography, pwede mong mapag-aralan yung kultura nila kasi titira ka nga or pupuntahan mo nga yung place kung nasaan yung mga tao. This time, sa archaeology, papag-aralan mo yung kultura ng mga tao ng mga patay na, yung mga sinaunang sibilisasyon, ganon. So, hindi mo na nga sila ma-interview, diba? So, anong gagawin mo? Dito na yung mga maghuhukay ka ng mga artifacts nila. Pupuntahan mo yung mga sites kung saan pinaniwalaan umusbong yung mga sibilisasyon na ito. Yan, tapos maghuhukay sila ng mga kagamitan, kagaya ng banga, mga sandata, mga tools ng pantrabaho. Nun. So, there are 4 subfields of archaeology. First is Prehistoric Archaeology. It is the study of the remains of cultures that existed before the time of written records. So, merong mga unang tao, before pa mabuo yung sistema ng pagsusulat, kunyari, yung mga kahit na yung sistema na yung mga drawings pa lang yung alam nila. Ayan. So, papag-aralan dito yung kultura ng mga tao kung saan wala kang mababasa. Ayan. For example, ito, Stonehenge. So, paano nga ba binuo ito? Ito yung papag-aralan sa Prehistoric Archaeology. Ayan. Huhukayin nila kung meron man sa ilalim ng mga bato na yan. Ayan. Baka meron silang makuha na evidences. Next, Historical Archaeology. It is the study of the remains of cultures and subcultures that have written records, but about which detail, if anything, was recorded. Ayan. So, kung kanina sa Prehistoric Archaeology, walang mga written records, dito naman sa Historical Archaeology, meron ng mga written records. Siyempre, yung mga unang sivilisasyon, yung mga kingdoms, nagre-record na sila. Kunyari, trade records or war records, mga ganyan. O yung mga religious writings nila, papag-aralan yan ng mga archaeologists. Baka meron silang mabasa. Siyempre, papag-aralan nila yung writing system nila tsaka yung language. Yan. Titingnan nila paano ba ang pamumuhay noon ng mga tao, yung kultura nila. Next, Cultural Resource Management. It is the work to preserve archaeological sites that are threatened, produce environmental impact reports, and do salvage digs on sites that will be destroyed by contemporary buildings. So, ang Cultural Resources Management, ito nga, i-preserve nila yung mga kagamitan, gaya sa mga museums, i-preserve nila yung mga artifacts o kaya yung mga lugar na mayroong historical or cultural value. Gaya nitong nakita natin, yung vegan streets natin, yung mga Spanish na mga bahay. Ayan. So, this is preserved by the UNESCO. So, i-preserve nila para umabot pa at makita at mapag-aralan pa ng mga tao ngayon at sa future. Next, Applied Archaeology, an area in archaeology that uses methods of archaeology to study contemporary material culture with the aim of solving problems. So, yung mga methods na ginagamit sa archaeology, i-apply nila ngayon ang mga ito para pag-aralan yung mga modern things or modern mga bagay-bagay ngayon or para ma-solve yung mga problems. For example, ito, dito naghuhukay sila ng mga sementeryo, mga maybe merong magtatayo ng mga buildings. So, kailangan nilang i-preserve yung mga, kung ano man yung mga mahukay nila dito. Yan. Last field of anthropology, we have linguistics. So, linguistics is the study of language, how language is formed and how it works, the history and development of language and its relationships into other aspects of culture. So, bakit nasama ang language sa anthropology? Yun nga balik tayo sa archaeology. Hindi mababasa sa historical archaeology yung mga writings and records kung hindi nila alam yung language. At the same time, doon sa ethnography, kung hindi mo alam yung language ng tao, hindi mo maintindihan yung sinasabi ng mga tao na pinapag-aralan mo. Yan. Language is a very core aspect sa kultura ng isang society. Yan. So, ano yung two major fields of linguistics? First is descriptive linguistics. This study focuses on the mechanics of language. language. Ano ba yung mechanics na ito? Example, paano babanggitin ni Salba yung pananalita gaya yung salita ng mga French, ganyan. Or paano yung pronunciation ng mga words, yan. Paano yung sound ng words ng language na ito. Yan. So, yun ang descriptive linguistics. Lastly, historical linguistics. This study works to reconstruct the history of languages, including the development and relationship to other languages. So, example nito, yung mga salita, pananalita dun sa Europe, yung mga English, Spanish, German, tapos dun sa Middle East, yan. So, lahat-lahat ng mga salitang yan ay nanggaling sa isang klase ng language na Proto-Indo-European. So, yun ang historical linguistics. Okay. Paano ba nabuo yung mga language ngayon? Tapos ano yung relationship nila sa other languages? Okay. So, next. So, we are done with anthropology. Next, pupunta na tayo sa political science. So, what is political science? Kung kanina, anthropology is the study of man. Next, political science is the branch of social science that deals with systems of government and the analysis of political activities and behavior. It is above all the study of power, how it is created, exercised, justified, and challenged. He who has the power has the control. So, magkakaroon ng mga iba't ibang society. Of course, each society na ito magkakaroon ng sariling pamahalaan. So, paano ba pinamunuan yung mga bansang ito? Papag-aralan yun sa political science. Paano ba yung rulings, mga batas? So, hindi lang yung mga bansa noon, mas lalo na yung mga bansa ngayon. I-relate nila ito sa mga political decisions, mga ideologies na nabuo. Yan. So, nasabi nga na political science is the study of power. Kasi kung sino yung may power, sila yung may control, 'di ba? So, as a social science, political science focuses on group power, the how and why of collective decision making. Hence, it leads us to consider the ethics of power, which in turn involves conceptions of community, identity, justice, and citizenship. Under the banner of political science, we gather the study of democracy, war, law, rights, wealth, and authority, as well as institutions that shape and secure them. So, ano ba yung mga pinapag-aralan sa political science? Okay. So, collective decision making. Sino ba ang magde-decide para sa isang bansa, 'di ba? Yung pangulo or yung hari or yung prime minister. Yan. So, of course, kung dictatorship, syempre isa lang yung magde-decide. In other forms of government, collective decision making yan bago mag-decide yung pinaka-leader ng nation. Yan. So, i-consider yung concepts like community, identity, justice, and citizenship. Yung law of, yung justice, ano ba yung mga batas? Yan. So, paano ba dinidecide kung sino yung mapaporosahan, sino yung hindi? Tapos, sa political science din, pinapag-aralan yung different kinds of government. Yan. Bakit nagkaroon ng giyera, mga karapatang pantao din. Yan. So, yun ang political science. Sa field ng political science, importante si Aristotle. Si Aristotle ang father of political science. Sabi niya, man is by nature a political animal. Aristotle likened politics to an organism rather than to a machine, a collection of parts, none of which can exist without the others. Politics, as defined by Aristotle himself, is a practical science because it deals with making citizens happy. His philosophy is to find the supreme purpose of life, virtue, as he puts it. So, Aristotle, isa siyang philosopher. Yan. So, meron siyang libro na sinulat na ang title ay Politics. So, dito nakalagay yung mga philosophies niya on politics. So, para sa kanya, politics is a practical science. It deals with making citizens happy. How? So, ito na yung mga batas na pinapatupad para sa ikabubuti ng mga citizens. So, nabanggit nga natin kanina, politics is the study of power. Well, he who has the power has the control. So, many of the key concepts of political science have to do with the relationship of control. At least according to Lawson, as cited by Saluba. So, there are 5 concepts related to control. First is power. So, power, it is the heart of politics. But power is actually hard to define. There are 3 fallacies given by Robert Dahl in the analysis of power. First is the lump of power fallacy. Power cannot be shared. So, isang tao lang daw ang merong kapangyarihan. So, kumbaga, sino ang in charge? Yun yung question. So, next fallacy, confounding power with resources fallacy. So, associating power with things such as money. So, kung sino yung mayaman, kung sino yung may mga resources, yan, siya yung sinasabing may kapangyarihan. And lastly, confounding power with rewards and deprivation fallacy, associating power with the ability to reward or sanction. So, kung sino raw yung may kakayahan na magparusa o magbigay ng reward sa mga makakasunod sa kanyang mga polisiya, siya yung may power. So, example, mga dictators na ito, sina Benito Mussolini tsaka si Adolf Hitler. Sila yung mga naging leaders noong World War II ng Italy and Germany, respectively. So, kung ano man ang sabihin nila, yun yung masusunod. Sila yung may kakayahan na magparusa o magbigay ng pabuya. So, sila yung may kapangyarihan. Next, influence. It includes all cases when one party's desires affect the behavior of another party. Power is another form of influence, but influence can take place without the threat of sanctions or use of force, as well as without the promise of personal reward. So, power is a form of influence, but power doesn't mean necessarily na influential siya. Kasi kapag may influence, kahit wala kang kakayahan, wala kang na magparusa o magbigay ng reward, or wala kang yaman, kaya mong baguhin yung pananaw ng isang tao dahil lang sa gawa mo o sa salita mo. Example, itong si Mahatma Gandhi ng India. Siya ang namuno sa non-violent revolution ng India upang sila ay makalaya sa pamumuno ng mga Briton. Yan. So, dahil sa kanyang mga gawa at mga salita, nahikayat niya yung mga kapwa niya Indians na hindi sumunod sa mga British nang hindi gumagawa ng karahasan. Yan. Dahil doon, napilitan ang mga Briton, ang mga British na palayain na, ibigay na ang kalayaan ng India. Okay. Next, authority. It is the right to exercise the power and influence of a given position that comes from having been placed in that position according to regular, known, and widely accepted procedure, such as elections and appointments by elected official. So, authority, nagkakaroon ka lang nito kapag nailagay ka sa posisyon, either by election or by appointment. Example, si Pangulong Duterte, na inihalal natin nung nakaraang eleksyon, meron siyang power, meron siyang authority na magpatupad ng mga batas. Kasi nilagay natin siya doon. Another is yung mga cabinet members natin na tumutulong sa ating pamahalaan na mapatupad itong mga batas na ito. Ina-appoint sila ng ating mga pangulo. So may authority sila. Next is legitimacy. Okay. It is the permission of the people for the government to do something on behalf of the people. Authority is the right of someone to do something on behalf of the government. But the government gained this right because the citizens give them legitimacy. But it is possible to have authority without legitimacy, such as an insane king, where the people could have approved the next person in authority to lead the nation. So, nagkakaroon ng legitimacy ang isang tao kapag siya ay inaprubahan ng mga tao. So, yung mga officials natin na may authority, sila ay nasa posisyon at legitimate ang kanilang power dahil nilagay natin sila, inaprubahan natin sila. Pero merong may mga instances wherein meron kang authority, a leader has an authority, pero hindi siya legitimate kasi nawala na yung approval sa kanya ng mga tao. Example, si dating Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos. Noong 1986 elections, yan, siya yung panalo according sa election, pero merong nabahiran ito ng dayaan. Dahil doon, yung mga supporters ni Corazon Aquino nagsilabasan sa kanilang bahay at ito nga yung People Power Revolution, yung unang People Power Revolution. And then these people doesn't approve of Ferdinand Marcos and thus ousted him sa kanyang position. Kasi para sa kanila, wala nang legitimate power si Ferdinand Marcos. And last, linkage. In all relationships of control, there is an element of linkage. Linkage, in other terms, connection. So, in terms of international relations, linkage refers to ways on how one nation may force desired decisions in another. For example, a nation will aid another country if the latter relaxes their tariffs on the former's exports. In domestic situations, linkage is how pressure groups, political parties, and electoral processes connect the general public with the leaders to make policy decision. So, example ng linkage na ito is yung connection ng Pilipinas sa China. So, sinasabi ng mga tao na tinutulungan tayo ng China kasi okay, pinapaboran ng ating Pangulo yung mga Chinese. So, mahirap, sensitive na topic, pero yun nga. So, example yun ng isang linkage. Yan. Next. So, we've discussed about control in politics. Now, we discussed the major political ideologies. Okay. By providing government with legitimacy, Ideology justifies the status quo according to Rodi, as cited by Saluba. But ideology may also be used by activists, rebels, and reformists to go against the status quo. So, the first type of ideology is anarchism. It comes from the Greek word anarchos, meaning having no government. It is characterized by each citizen is his own legislator. Legislation and policy making are the exclusive right of each individual as he or she knows his or her own interests and needs. So, in short, anarchism, walang gobyerno dito. So, ako ang sarili kong batas, kumbaga. So, kung ano yung ginawa mo is not necessarily okay sa akin. So, kung ano yung gusto mo, wala akong pake sa'yo. Yung anong gusto ko, wala kang pake sa akin. Ganun. So, gagawin ko kung anong gusto ko. Example. So, itong mga ideologies natin, na-explain natin sa pamamagitan ng dalawang baka. Okay. So, sa anarchism, you have two cows, you keep both cows and shoot the government agent and steal another cow. So, parang sinasabi dito na walang batas-batas. Gagawin ko kung anong gusto ko. Next, communism. In practice, it is a system in which a small elite controlled the political and economic life of a nation. So, example ng communist na nation is we have North Korea as well as China is becoming more of capitalist na, as well as Russia. So, North Korea. Yan. So, communism, explained by two cows. You have two cows, give both cows to the government and they might give you some of the milk. So, sinasabi dito na gobyerno ang magdi-decide ng distribution ng resources. Okay. Next, socialism. It is the belief that the means of production should be owned and operated by and for the people in general rather than by and for private individuals. So, sinasabi sa socialism na ang distribution ng goods and services natin, yung pagpapatakbo ng bansa, ang magdi-design yan is the citizens, not an selected small elite or rather government. Okay, so example natin is you have two cows, give one to your neighbor. Kasi sa socialism, they are promoting here equality of all citizens. Yan. Next, fascism. Okay. Fascism is any centralized authoritarian government that is not communist. So, iba siya sa communism whose policies glorify the state over the individual and are destructive to basic human rights. Example ng fascism dito is that yung country ng Italy nung panahon ng World War II nga. Yung dictator nito ay si Benito Mussolini. Okay, so sa isang fascist na country, government, authoritarian ito. Government ang nagsasabi ng lahat ng gagawin ng mga citizens and sobrang strict na violate na ang basic human rights. Yan. So, sa example ng two cows, sa fascism, you have two cows, you give all the milk to the government and the government sells it. Unlike sa communism kanina na ang sabi sa communism, they might give you some of the milk, ibibigay ng pamahalaan yung resources. Dito sa fascism, instead of giving it to the citizens, i-distribute nila for free yung mga resources. Yung government, instead of giving, is binibenta nila. Merong kapalit yung mga resources. Yan. And last, capitalism. It is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state. So, ang major player sa economy ng isang bansang capitalist ay yung mga private corporations, hindi ang government. So, sa example ng 2 cows natin, you have 2 cows, sell 1 cow, and buy a bull. So, kumbaga, parang, ang isang kapitalista, all he is thinking is profit. So, he will sell a cow, tapos, yung mapagbebentahan niya, ibibili niya ng bull na yun yung kumbaga mas mataas yung value ng bull kaysa sa cow. Yan. Okay. So we have finished discussing about anthropology and political science. So we've studied about the science of man and the science of governing man. Next, last na i-discuss natin is sociology, wherein sociology is the systematic study of human social relationships and institutions. It focuses on how the parts of society fit together and change, as well as make us aware of the consequences of that social change. So, sa sociology, ang pinapag-aralan dito ay yung interaction and connection ng bawat tao and forming a society. Yan. Sociology's subject matter is diverse, ranging from crime to religion, from the family to the state, from the divisions of race and social class to the shared beliefs of common culture, and from social stability to radical change in whole societies. Unifying the study of these diverse subjects of study in sociology's purpose of understanding how human action and consciousness both shape and are shaped by surrounding cultural and social structures. So, very broad ang subject matter ng sociology. So, mula sa mga aspects such as religion, law, social status, culture, lahat-lahat kasi ito, it connects each individual sa isang society. Yan. So, unifying, pag pinagsama-sama ang mga ang mga aspects na ito, maiintindihan natin why people behave in such a way sa isang society. Madi-discuss din sociology yung mga iba't ibang social issues like such as poverty, social discrimination. Nandito rin yung mga topics on let's say divorce, kasi tungkol sa marriage ito, as well as yung mga about environment natin, yung very timely na global warming and climate change, kasi affected yung ating society. Okay? The development of sociology as a science. So, sociology nga is a science, pero paano ito naging science? Kumbaga, ganun yung tanong. So, before, ancient people sa Greece, there were these philosophers, Plato and Socrates, who have thought and taught about social behavior. However, they did not utilize systematic methods in testing their theories on social behavior. They were called social philosophers and not sociologists. It was only in the 19th century when the European social philosophers used scientific methods, and thus the field of sociology was born. So before, philosophers argue about social behavior, pero they use their wisdom. Okay. Pero there came such a time wherein kailang mas maintindihan yung society. And then it was in 19th century nang itong mga social philosophers natin gumamit na ng scientific method, and yun nga, nagkaroon na ng field of sociology. Yan. So, bakit naisipan ng mga social philosophers na gumamit na ng scientific methods? So, there were 3 revolutions that had to take place before the sociological imagination could crystallize. The first one is the scientific revolution in the 16th to 17th century. It was part of the Renaissance period, and it encouraged the use of evidence to substantiate theories. So, scientific revolution, papasok dito yung mga great scientists natin noong 16th and 17th century. So, dito, we have Johann Kepler, Nicholas Copernicus, Isaac Newton, we have Galileo Galilei, René Descartes, and Ptolemy. Ano ba yung mga contributions ng mga ito? So, they use science to prove their theories. Okay? Example, we have Nicholas Copernicus, who proved that the center of the solar system is the sun. Heliocentric. Hindi kagaya ng sinabi ni Ptolemy na Earth daw ang center ng ng solar system. Yan. So, we also have Isaac Newton that proved the law of gravity. And then we have Galileo Galilei, marami siyang inventions, and we have René Descartes na siya ang nag-improve, or let's say greatest contribution niya ay yung analytical geometry. Yan. So, science, diba, science is series of methods from questions into answering these questions through a method wherein you gather evidences. Yan. And conduct tests. Yan. So next, democratic revolution. It was in the 18th century, and it encouraged the view that human action can change society. So dito sa democratic revolution, dito nangyari yung 18th century, sunod na revolutions, wars, kung saan nag-alsa yung mga citizens sa kanilang mananakop at sa kanilang mga governments. And we have the industrial democratic revolution. Nga. Dito sa example, ito nga, nangyari towards the end of the 18th century is the execution of King Louis the 16th na pinapakita ng ating image. And so, pinugutan siya ng ulo gamit ng guillotine. Bakit siya pinugutan ng ulo, or bakit siya in-execute? This was the aftermath, one of the aftermaths of the French Revolution. And there are many causes of French Revolution, and one is that the citizens wanted change in their government. Lastly, the Industrial Revolution. It was in the 19th century. This gave the sociologists their subject matter, and it was caused by the social upheavals of the 19th century Europe. This was after the French Revolution na. After the French Revolution, there was this reign of terror. Yan. In the advancement of natural sciences. So, from the 17th century, by 19th century, mas nag-advance pa ang ating natural sciences. So, many social philosophers felt the need to find solutions to the challenges in their societies. Okay. So, ano ba yung mga challenges na to? Okay, it happened during the democratic and industrial revolution. So, nung democratic revolution, there was this enlightenment movement in the late 17th century, and the citizens began to question the legitimacy of the monarchies leading the European nations and their respective colonies, and the authority of the backing churches which used fear to conduct abusive atrocities to the citizens, such as demanding higher taxes. This led the people to seek greater freedom and thus sparked the revolutions in the 18th century, starting with the American Revolution. Okay, so it was 1770s. Yan yung American Revolution. The Americans wanted freedom from Great Britain, yung colonizers nila. And so nagkaroon ng American Revolution and naging ng American yung kanilang kalayaan, American independence. Yan. And then this event encouraged other nations to fight for freedom. So umabot ito hanggang sa Pilipinas actually nung late 1800s. Kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng Philippine Revolution in which we won against the Spaniards. Yan. So after that American Revolution, nangyari nga yung French Revolution. Okay. On the other hand, ito na. With the invention of the steam engine that started the Industrial Revolution, transportation of goods and people became faster. People left the farms to work in the factories in the cities. However, issues arose such as the congestion of the cities due to the migration of people. Cities became crowded and housing became squalid. Moreover, crime rate increased and factory workers were exploited. Well, maganda na nagkaroon ng industrial revolutions na ipatayo yung mga factories, dumami ang trabaho. Pero ang bad effect ng ating industrial revolution is that maramihan ang migration from the farms to the cities, to the point na sobrang pumunti ang nagtatrabaho sa mga farms. So bumaba ang food production. Yun yung isang cause, isang effect ng Industrial Revolution. Tapos since marami ng tao sa cities, is nagsisiksikan sila sa nag-cramp yung kanilang mga tirahan. Nag-deteriorate din yung kanilang living conditions. So naghihirap ang mga tao, nagkakaroon ng abuso sa mga factory workers, and syempre dahil merong mga pangangailangan ng mga tao, tumaas ang crime rate. Yan. So ito yung mga challenges sa mga societies, and to understand how and why such radical changes occur, ito na. These social philosophers utilize the scientific method as means to understand and control the social world. Yan. So, sociology studies these links, how society affects the individual and how the individual affects society, and how an individual affects another individual in a certain society. So, interaction nga ng mga tao ito, ang study ng sociology. And there are at least three reasons why we need to study this. First, for intellectual exercise. So, we can pursue sociology for our personal intellectual satisfaction, for the pleasure of tickling our own curiosity, or for producing scientific knowledge. So, we can pursue the study of sociology kasi we are curious. Gusto nating masagot yung mga katanungan natin. Yan. For satisfying our own curiosity. Next, to understand our lives. Sociology encourages us to be more curious of the society we live in, to actively participate in it while evaluating the popular assumptions as well as our understanding of the different social aspects such as race and ethnicity, gender, and sexual orientation. So, gusto nga nating mas maintindihan pa yung ating way of living. Siyempre, gusto nating mag-improve pa ang ating pamumuhay. So, para ma-improve ang ating pamumuhay, kailangan nating intindihin yung mga social issues and yung mga problems dito. Such as race and ethnicity. Diba, meron tayong nangyayaring race discrimination like sa US, wherein nadi-discriminate yung mga African Americans versus sa mga white Americans. Yan. So, example, yung timely na si George Floyd na and other African Americans na kapag inaaresto ng mga pulis, violent ang nasasaktan, nababiolate yung mga human rights nila. Unlike sa mga sa whites na hindi ganun ka-violent. As well as yung mga mga punishment sa courts, mas malala ang mga punishments ng mga African Americans, mga blacks compared sa mga whites. Yan. Hindi lang sa Amerika, meron hindi lang tungkol sa race and ethnicity, andyan din yung gender and sexual orientation. So, unti-unti, natatanggap na ng mga tao yung ating LGBTQ communities. Yan. So, may mga countries na nag-legalize na ng same-sex marriage. Yan. So, in order to improve yung living conditions natin and mas mapabuti pa yung interaction natin with other people, we need to understand our lives. And lastly, to pursue a specific career. Sociology can be used to pursue a career in the government. Example, to fight crime, improve education, reduce poverty, and to solve other social issues. Or in the private sector, can be a sociology teacher, a social researcher, a social critic, political analyst, or any job that needs sociological knowledge. So, there are many jobs wherein you can pursue when you finish course in sociology. Yeah, so, pwede kang magtrabaho sa government kasi, syempre, government deals with people and its citizens, and it should help improve the lives of its citizens nga. So, pwede rin sa private sector, pwede kang maging teacher or other work na magagamit mo yung kaalaman mo tungkol sa sociology. One of the most useful lesson to learn in studying sociology is turning problems, whether intellectual, personal, societal, or global, into opportunities to solve other problems and improve our lives. So, tinuturo sa atin ng sociology na dapat tingnan natin ang problema bilang oportunidad para ma-solve pa yung other problems. So, they are not seen as problems per se, but opportunities na mapabuti pa ang ibang aspects ng ating buhay. So, in conclusion, kailangan nating matutunan ang anthropology, political science, and sociology upang maintindihan natin ang bawat isa. Bakit ganito ang lipunan natin ngayon? Bakit ganito ang mga tao sa bansang ito? Ano kaya ang nangyari sa nakaraan na siyang naging dahilan ng mga pangyayari ngayon? Kung nasagot natin ang mga katanungang ito, mailalagay natin ang ating mga sarili sa sitwasyon ng ibang tao. Maiiwasan natin ang hindi makatarungang paghuhusga, magkakaroon ng pagkakaintindihan, at mula dyan, inaasahan na magkakaroon ng pagkakaisa ang bawat tao sa ating lipunan, sa ating bansa, at sa buong mundo. So that ends my video lecture in the Module 1 of UCSP. Kung gusto niyo pang mapanood yung iba ko pang video lecture sa UCSP or sa other subjects, click nyo lang yung link dyan sa inyong ebook. Or kung nanonood na kayo dyan sa YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Till next time!